know you're gonna dig this.
They'll throw to second for one, and now they got the man trapped in third and tag him out. And 2nd and 2, handoff goes to McCaffrey up the middle, finds a little room, lot more room, and he's off to the races.
Welcome to the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. You're listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show with your host, Kate Diggs from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with the large heart, and co-host Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida. Also co-hosting Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. These are your hosts, bringing you the ultimate in sports news for the ultimate sports fan. Be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now sit back and prepare to get into another episode of the Just Us Sports Talk Show.
I know you're gonna dig this.
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody out there? It's Tuesday.
This call may be recorded or transcribed.
May the 28th, 2024. I hope you guys had a great Memorial Day weekend. Mine was nice. Did some yard work. Got a new grill. Did some cleaning up. Got rid of some clothes that was too small. So I had a productive weekend. Yesterday was the rain came, left, came back, came again. But being off on a Monday, waiting for Game 4 on the Boston Celtics was killing me. But anyway, I hope you guys had a great weekend. We want to give out a shout out to my neighbor Carletta. Quickly passed away over the weekend. Very close friend of mine's. Her brother, me and her brother were kind of tight. She's alumni of Central State University. Probably what happened was supposedly they went on vacation. The family did, and she's a twin too. They went on vacation, and her and her other twin had a little spat. So you know how sometimes you have spat and you don't speak for maybe a day or two, whatever. And so they're trying to get in contact with her. They couldn't, and finally went to her house, and then she had passed away. But she was a big sports fan, big sports fan, especially the Harrisburg Cougars. We were just talking the other day, and I said to her, girl, this is going to be a special year. You can't miss no games. I said, only game you can miss, because you're older than me, is if it rains, and that's it. I said, if it snow, you can still go. If it cold, you just got to hold on. But if it rain, we ain't going to that one. Because cold, rain, old body, don't work out well. Last time I did that, I ended up with a cold. Can't do it. Won't do it no more. Value my health more, so I watch it on TV. But anyway, we were just talking. She's like, yeah, Kev. She says, I'm looking forward to the season, and we should have some great things going on with the team and things of that nature. And so, sorry, when I heard that she passed, it kind of hit me hard. Because I was laying down, sleeping, getting up, get my 40 winks in, and my wife woke me up. She said, I got some good news and I got some bad news. And I don't even know I don't even remember the good news. I'll be honest with you. But when she told me that she passed away, that really touched me, because we were a neighbor, and I was gonna go cut the grass over the weekend because it was a little high, but I ended up cutting it yesterday for her daughter. So for the Quigley family, from us, from In the Zone Sports Talk Radio, we want to let you know that we're thinking about you, we love you, we keep you in our prayers as time goes on. Also, we lost a great guy in Bill Walton. If you don't know about Bill and his fanatic and his craziness that he did as a basketball player, as a college player, you just don't know nothing about basketball. I remember he's probably one of the reasons why I'm a big UCLA fan. Dave Foster, I think his first name was Dave Foster, to play for the UCLA Bruins. He wore number 10. Was the reason why I kind of liked UCLA. I didn't know the history about UCLA, but as I started to read about him and I started to read about the history of LA, of the Bruins and all they did and all the championships they won and all the players they got in the NBA, it kind of hit home for me, you know. And even though Bill played um, with them, I still was leaning more to the Georgetown side of it because of John Thompson. I always kept track of what goes on with the UCLA Bruins. But he passed away over the weekend. And Mo, this is the weirdest thing because I was listening to sports talk radio anyway. I was listening to NBA. They kept talking about Bill Walton and they talking about the interviews they did and things of that nature. I'm like, why are they doing this? What did Bill do? And so I looked, looked to my phone, and usually I get, I get an update or something from the sports like ESPN or something. But I didn't see anything. I said, well, then maybe he didn't die. And then they said he died. And when I came in the house, I looked at our chat, and you had posted that he had passed away. I was like, wow. I mean, that was a hurt piece right there, man. I tell you, that was really a hurt piece. The Celtics organization has gotten hit more than any other organization with deaths in the last 2 or 3 years. You look at Bill Russell, you look at Tommy Heinsohn. Now you have Bill Walton. You know, so they they're they're being hit hard. Um, I don't even know if anybody from the uh the, the 70s. I mean, no, the 72 team. I don't know if any of those guys are around anymore. 74 team, I think. The team against Phoenix. I think Dave Cowens is probably the only one might be still around. Um, I can think of anyway. But I remember when Bill Walton got drafted. I remember when Bill Walton got traded to the Celtics, and it was weird because Boston, the year before that, Boston was playing down in Philly, and Quinn Buckner was on the team, and M.L. Carr was on the team, and M.L. married a lady. He married his wife from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I met him up at the park, and we talked, and told him I was a big Celtic fan and things of that nature. And then I ended up going to a game in Philly that they played, and so I said to MR, I said, hey, MR, you remember me? He said, yeah, Kev. He said, how you doing? I said, good. I said, man, can I get a picture of the team? He's like, sure you can. So I took a picture, right? And then I said, can I get a couple more? He said, yeah, no problem. So I said, well, where's Larry and where's Larry Bird and Robert Parrish? He said, oh, they're in there getting their ankles taken. So I didn't get a chance to get their picture. But Sergio Maxwell had said, man, I ain't got time to take no pictures for nobody. He said, I'm trying to get ready for the game. And so Quinn Buckner said, man, you know we don't get a lot of Celtic fans down here. He said, man, so you need to come over and take this picture for this guy. And I was so mad at him for doing that. And then he ended up, I said, that's why you get for getting traded, because you did a fan wrong. He ended up going to the Clippers. Bill Walton, who was playing like every one game out of 4 with bad feet and everything, found out he was going to the Boston Celtics. In some kind of way, he could have been a $6 million man because his feet got better. His whole body got better. You know what I'm saying? And he won $6 Man of the Year award. And the thing about it is, what people don't understand is he probably had the lowest stats ever for $6 Man of the Year award. But it's the other things he did that counted that you don't see in a stat book. You know, and so we got to get fans to understand that a lot of things you don't see in the stat book that they may do that may deter, may deflect or may deter how a game goes in the good or the bad. And some fans don't look at it. They just look at these fans now. They look at stats and that's it. They don't look at nothing else. They don't look at how he might have made him double dribble, or how he made a block the shot out of bounds, or how he made a block the shot and kept it inbounds for us to go, or for the other team to go down and get a fast break, put them up by 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever, and then win the game. But people don't look at those things anymore, and that's why sometimes you need to watch the game for the game, and not live on stats. So, rest in peace, Bill Walton. To me, he's the best Walton out of all of them. Luke ain't a coach. He ain't even an assistant coach. He ain't nowhere close to the Piccolo player to call him a Piccolo player. He just ain't got it. He just ain't got it. I know Sandman. I think he has a story about Bill Walton. If you want to share that too, please go feel free to do that, man.
So growing up, I didn't really know who Bill Walton was until I started watching college basketball in the evenings. Because my mom, she's a Gonzaga fan, so she wanted me to watch it. I'm like, okay, cool. What time do they play? She's like 11. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I turned it there, and that's when I discovered Bill Walton. And doing the games, before they got back to the game, they would show photos of him when he was at UCLA. And I would watch him almost every week. And one of the funnier things I've seen from him was right before the game started, he was singing Happy Birthday. And the announcer gave him the cupcake. And he asked him, do you want me to bite into the candle? And he's telling him, no, don't do it. And he just puts the whole candle in his mouth with the cupcake. And with the fire too, he doesn't blow it, and everyone's so surprised that they added that on the Sports Center late night as a top 10 moment, because they never had an announcer do anything like that. Now I've watched the highlights of him, and like I'll watch old school games, and it amazes me what he could do, and the development he's done from the start of his career to the end of his career. But for the most part, I really enjoyed him announcing the college basketball game, because it really meant learning something new every time he announced, because he always had a story to tell and compare players to who he played against when he was in college.
Okay. Mo, you got anything?
All I can think about is the Grateful Dead and all the tie-dye shirts when I think about Bill Walton. I mean, he is the whitest white dude you've ever met, but he's just so hilarious. He's so hilarious. I mean, you could just look at him and you would start laughing. He would grow up to grown men and just listen. And the guys would be like, oh, that's just Bill. Like, who is Bill Walton? I remember watching this 30 for 30, falling asleep and waking up, and I had missed like 1 minute. And it's just like, how does time not move for Bill Walton? He is just, he's just a guy that if there was one person I would have got a chance to meet from the Celtics, I wanted to meet Bill Walton. It wasn't Larry Bird, because even Paul Pierce hasn't met Larry Bird. It would be Bill Walton, because everybody just talks about him. And I want him to take me to a Grateful Dead concert, because I don't even know any Grateful Dead concert. I don't even know any Grateful Dead songs.
Oh man, you know, they said that he had when he got traded to the Celtics, he had called Robert Parrish. He asked Parrish, he said, "Do you have a problem with me coming to the Celtics?" He said, I'm not coming to start. I'm coming to come off the bench for you guys." And Robert Parrish, you know how Robert Parrish talk. Well, you know, I'm okay with that, you know, but secretly behind the scenes, they both were probably smoking weed when he got to Boston. You know, Bill Powell was buying it, but it was getting sent to Robert Parrish's crib. So they both weed heads probably. I'm telling you that right now. I'm just joking about that. I don't know. I'm just joking. I'm just playing. But again,
We
one
know
of the big
Bill
things
Walton was a
about
weed head.
yeah, one of the big things about Bill though is a lot of people don't know how much an activist he was on a lot of things, for people, for injustice of people, and that's one of the things that really stood out to me as well, because like you said, he was the whitest white guy you know, but if you wronged him or if you wronged somebody else, he would be there to set you straight and tell you that's not how the world's supposed to be. You know, he was one of the most happy-go-lucky people that I've ever seen. Dealing with sports. I mean, I I don't even remember him being serious when he came to the Celtics. Danny Ainge made a comment the other night. He said when he first got to the Boston Celtics, he told him, he said, "Yo, I'm gonna be gone for like 4 or 5 days," and he thought he was joking. He's like, "Nah, I gotta go to a Indian sit-in." He's like, "Indian?" He said, "Yeah, because they're trying to they're trying to take the reservation from them. I'm going to help them keep the reservation." So Danny said he was gone for like 4 or 5 days, and he came back and he was cool. But I'm just saying that's the type of guy he was, man. And I tell you this: if more people could be like him in this world, we probably wouldn't be in the situation we're in right now. And
Yo, I just got back from one of them Diddy parties, son.
And
I just got back from one of them Diddy parties.
And the thing about it is, guys, is that when you think about where the world is now, and you add a person like that to the world that really doesn't look at color, doesn't look at race, you know, and he just was a happy-go-lucky guy in this world. He just wanted to make people happy, and he did that with his career and outside of his career, and even with his family, man. So rest in peace, Mr. Walton. Curry, we got Curry on the line. Curry, do you have any stories about Bill Walton at all that you want to share?
Actually, I don't have anything on Bill. I can only echo everything that's been said. You know, he's a great player. I remember. I don't know why I'm getting the sound coming back at me twice. But anyway, no, I can only echo what everybody said. He was a great player, and didn't care too much for him as an announcer, probably. So I figure him and Corey Alexander, but I think he'll be definitely missed in the NBA world.
Yeah, it definitely will be. You had said something that kind of triggered something with me with Bill, and I lost my train of thought when it came to that. But anyway, if it come back to me, I'll bring it up, or not. I'll bring it back up. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Hoping to have Dane on the line. I thought he was gonna be here, but he's not. So let's go ahead with the Major League Baseball standings. We have, is that Dane on the line?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, before we move on, you got any Bill Walton stories you want to tell us?
Man, ACUNA out for the season, man. Bad for the Braves, man.
No.
That's all I have. You can move on.
Bill Walton.
You can move on.
I said Bill Walton, not Ronald ACUNA.
Oh, Bill Walton. Oh, my bad. Yeah, man, I like Bill Walton, even though he was a Celtic at the end. But yeah, he was always cool to me. You know, he hung out with all the rappers like Snoop. You know, he was just different.
Yeah, he was. He definitely was.
That's all.
Oh, I know.
He was just different, man. He was down to earth, I thought.
I know what I was going to say was in 1976, 77, or maybe I can't. Well, no, it had to be in the 80s. I think when they played. Portland Trail Blazers had played the Philadelphia 76ers. And it was a big fight. And I'm gonna say this: Julius Erving was a punk back then. They got into a fight. They had Marcus Lucas. He was fighting somebody, and you had Doug Collins and Dawkins fighting the Portland Trailblazers players. I think Doug Collins taps Darryl Douglas on the back of his shoulder. Darryl Douglas turns around and gives him a black eye. I've never seen a fight. I've seen fights, but nothing like that, where it just was one. It was Darryl Dawkins, Collins, a couple other guys. Dr. J said, man, I'm not getting in that thing. I'm not getting that fight. He went sat in the middle of the court while they was fighting. I said, man, Doc is a punk. He's a punk. But anyway, I just want to bring that up to. I want to bring that up to.
That wasn't a Doc.
Nah, but yo, it was Doc style when he two-piece Larry Bird and Moses
Exactly.
Malone
He
was holding
stole
him.
on it. He stole on it.
Yeah, yeah, he two-pieced him. He
He
two-pieced
wouldn't
him
do it if
by
If
Moses
Larry
Malone.
Bird had his hands up,
He
Doc wouldn't have thrown nothing.
probably deserved it.
Yeah, Larry was talking trash to him. He's like, yo, can y'all get somebody else that can watch me? Because Larry was scorching him. Larry had like 42 points that night. He was scorching Doc. He was
He's like,
scorching
Doc, I
Doc.
think it's time to retire.
Yeah, he was scorching. All right, so let's move on. Major League standings 2024. New York Yankees 37-18. They're in first place. They lost one game, 7-3 in the last 10. The Baltimore Orioles a game and a half behind, 1-4-5 in a row, 6-4 in the last 10. Central Division, Cleveland Indians still holding on to 36-18. They lost one game, 9-1 in the last 10. Kansas City Royals, guys, is the team that we might want to talk about. Came from out of nowhere. They're 34-21, playing great baseball. 2.5 games out of first place for the Guardians. They lost 2. They're 8-2 in the last 10. Seattle Mariners is holding on. They're 29-26. They won 2 in a row. They're 5-5 in the last 10. Texas Rangers are 25-30, 25-29, 25-29. 3.5 games out of first place. They won 1 game, 3-7 in the last 10. Astros is 6 games below 500. In the National League, the Philadelphia Phillies are cruising along, man. 38-17. They're 22-8 at home, 16-9 on the road. They lost 2, they're 7-3 in the last 10. Atlanta Braves, 30-21, 6 games out of first place, lost 1 game, 4-6 in the last 10. Middle and the Central Division. Milwaukee Brewers 31-22, 13-9 at home, 18-13 on the road. Won 1 game, 5-5 in the last 10. Chicago Cubs are 27-27, 4.5 games out of first place. Lost 5 games, 2-8 in the last 10. Cardinals are a game and a half behind them, 25-27. Lost 1 game, 7-3 in the last 10. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati in the rear. The Dodgers are 33-22, 19-11 at home, 14-11 on the road. Got to fix that road record. Lost 5 in a row. They're 4-6 in the last 10. San Francisco Giants are 28-27, 5 games behind. Lost 1 game. Won 1 game. They're 8-2 in the last 10. San Diego Padres are 29-28, 5 games behind. Won 2 games, 64 in the last 10. I want to talk about the Kansas City Royals, what they're doing out there. Those guys have been in the bottom of the barrel for the longest time. And I think when I bring them up and talk about them, maybe that motivates them to be better. I don't know. But right now, they're rolling at 34-21, playing great baseball. Kansas City Royals are back, ladies and gentlemen. In the National League, I want to talk about the Atlanta Braves, who lost Ronald Acuna Jr. to an ACL tear, man, which was a freak accident. When he tried to stop and his leg slid and his knee buckled. I hate to see a young man get hurt that way. He's still young; he can recover from that. But the question is, can the Atlanta Braves recover from this? Because he was the guy that made the engine. He's the one that was driving the engine, and we got 2 Atlanta Braves fans on the line. And I want to hear from you guys, man. Tell me, how important do you think the loss to Ronald Acuna Jr. hurts them, or do you think it will bring them together more? Because we've talked in the last 2 times we talked. I asked you guys, were you guys worried about this team? And you guys were like, no, we're not worried yet. We're not worried yet. So, do you think there's somebody that they can bring up that can do half as well as he can, or what's the take there on the Braves, Dane? I'm gonna start with you first.
Oh man, I think they can bring somebody up because once he got hurt, I started reading their farm league is pretty good, so they'll probably find somebody. They probably can't take his place, but they could probably fill his space. So I think they'll probably be all right, but they're gonna miss him. Sometimes like if they make the playoffs, they're probably gonna need that bat from him. So I think that's the only thing they're gonna miss. probably his bat, but I think they'll bring somebody up.
Okay.
They'll find the next guy.
Kerry, what's your thoughts on the Braves right now?
Yeah, I think it's a very key person to lose, but I don't think it's the end all be all because if you look and I know you're looking at them being 6 games back, but I keep telling you they're only 4 games back in the loss column, and they've also played 4 games less than the Phillies, so they could easily be just 2 games out if they were playing an equal amount of games. And let's keep in mind another thing. The Braves won the division without Ronald Acuna Jr. just a few short years ago. And let's not forget that. So I still think that they can do that. I also think that the Braves is one of those teams that don't just sit still. They will make a trade and pick up somebody that's going to help them to get where they need to be. I'm not worried just yet.
Okay. Mo, I read an article. Your boy, money-wise, y'all got to go deep in your pockets to get him, to keep him stay.
And we know this. There's not a concern about that.
How deep are y'all want to go to keep Soto?
It's about 45 per year. 10 years, 45 million. We'll probably get it done. 10 years at 45 million per, or 450 million.
So do you think that I mean he likes it there. He said he likes it there. Do you think it would be more about the money, or do you think it's more about him trying to win a World Series with the Yankees?
I think it's more about comfort. Then it's going to be about endorsements. Then it's also going to be about winning world championships.
Okay.
Because he already won one with the Nationals.
Yeah. That's why I asked you. Do you think it would be more about the money than the title because he already has one? You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna say this: winning makes me hungry, and if you win the title, you want to go back and try to win another title, and winning is contagious. As simple as that. Sandman, them Seattle Mariners holding on. They're holding on. Can they keep holding on until All-Star break, or what you thinking, man? What you thinking here with them Seattle Mariners?
I feel like they can for the most part. Like last week was a bit iffy because we had the Yankees and the Nationals. But the way I'm seeing with this team, as long as they stay healthy and get the right players from the farmers market and the minor leagues, they should be good for the most part up to the All-Star break. Because there's a lot, like this week, they're projected to win almost every game. And that's with the way that the pitching's going. And the only problem with them is them getting the home runs. Other than that, it's perfect.
Mo, the Yankees are the Yankees out west, or is San Diego in the east? They come east. That's what they're playing right now, right?
Good question. They are playing out west. No, they're playing the Angels.
Oh, so what was their record against Padres?
I think we took 2 or 3.
Okay. That's to me. I don't like the Padres, and I don't like the Yankees. So that's kind of like no point intended. It's like your mother-in-law driving off a brand new car off the cliff. You know what I'm saying? No point because I love my mother-in-law. I'm gonna let y'all know that now. I love my mother. I love my mother-in-law. Simple as that. So it ain't my mother-in-law that driving that Cadillac. But anyway, yeah, I was like, can this game go to extra innings so these guys can play some more innings just to wear themselves out? But anyway, so it's May. We got the whole month of June. And what I'm seeing though is I'm not seeing, and I may have, there's teams that's winning games, but there's a lot of losing too. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of teams that's losing. And right now, the hottest team we got right now is the Cleveland Indians with 9-1, and the Kansas City Royals are 8-2. Right there, and you got a bunch of teams that's 7-3. Coming up the rear. Giants are 8-2 as well. But you got a lot of 7-3s out there. So the prediction that they're saying that no team in Major League Baseball this year will win over 100 games is coming to fruition. If you really think about the games they played so far, they played a total of 40, 50, roughly 55 games. So you can kind of say that's what, a quarter. That could be a quarter of the season going already. All right, guys. So let's move on. Do you guys have your record breakers written down?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. All right. So what we have here, ladies and gentlemen, we do this every year. We have done this last 3 years, and we have all been wrong. And actually, there was no records. There was none of these records that were broken last year, and I don't know if any of these records are going to be broken this year. So what I have is it's the NFL records that could fall in the year of 2024, 2025 season. First one is most receiving yards. It's held by Calvin Johnson for 1,664 yards in 2012. Most receptions, Michael Thomas, 149 in 2019 with the New Orleans Saints. Most sacks, Michael Strahan, 22 and a half. In 2001, TJ Watt, 22 and a half. Hasn't been broken yet. Most rushing yards, Eric Dickerson for 2,105 yards in 1984. Most completions, Tom Brady, 485 in 2021. Most passing yards, Peyton Manning, 5,479 in 2023. Most passing attempts, Matthew Stafford, 727 in 2012. So we can go over them, guys. Make sure if you guys can inbox me your information, I will put it on the page, and so everybody can see what we have. So right now, for most receiving yards, I have Puka, and my sleeper is gonna be Stephon Diggs. I think Stephon gets to play indoors a lot more than he did before leaving Minnesota. I think that's up. I think with Puka, I think you because if Cooper Kupp comes back healthy and you have a good running back behind you, I think that helps. Excuse me. I think that helps with. I think that helps. I think that helps with somebody being open. Now they're going. Higbee's going to be a big loss to the Rams, so that's going. They need to find another tight end. So that's why I got receiving. I got Puka and Stephon Diggs. Mo, who you got?
Records to be broken this year, or all records?
Yeah, most records to be broken. The one for most receiving yards. Who do you have for that?
Most receiving yards this year, I have. I hate to say this, but I think it's going to be CeeDee Lamb because I don't think he's going to get a new contract.
So why? Let me ask you a question. Why do you think it's going to be CeeDee Lamb? Because if that's the case, then you're thinking about Dallas being behind a lot. Because
I'm
when
thinking
they're
about.
ahead,
I'm thinking about they don't have a running game, and I'm thinking about Dak and CeeDee Lamb are both playing for contracts.
oh yeah, I didn't think about that. You just brought something to my attention. She said, that's right, Mo.
I can't stand the Cowboys ties. Don't even think about it.
So
What makes sense?
Mo had CeeDee Lamb, and I thought about CeeDee Lamb too, but I'm like, they lost their left tackle too. So I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I get your point, but and I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna tell you who I'm kind of scared of in that division is the Washington Redskins. They've been under the
The
radar for a minute.
Commanders.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, whatever you want to call them today. Dana, who you got for most receiving yards? Oh, I put him on mute. I'm sorry, Dana.
With the most yards.
Who you got for most receiving? Yeah. Who you got?
I gotta go with Tyreek Hill.
See, then you go being a
But
homer.
my sleeper will be Xavier Worthy for the Kansas City Chiefs.
You always gotta be a homer. Why Dana always gotta be a homer?
I am, man. He was the best.
Okay.
He was the best.
All right. And Dana, you gotta realize this. See, I'm gonna say something to you, Dana. Okay, I want you to think about. You ain't gotta say nothing about it, but I just want you to let this marinate. The Dolphins play in the NFC North. Cleveland, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, all of them got great defenses. Remember that. Okay, just remember that.
We only play one.
You play
We only play one in the AFC North.
No, you play the whole division.
We play your Cleveland Browns.
No, y'all play the. I thought y'all played the division.
No, we only play the Cleveland Browns. We play the AFC West.
So how y'all end up playing us?
Y'all both suck.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we don't play the AFC North.
How do Browns get them on the schedule then?
We play
Y'all were both the second team.
Oh, that's right. Miami was second. Yeah.
And we play
yeah, that's right. You're right. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
We don't play nothing to worry about.
Okay.
Until we get to the playoffs.
Okay. All right.
Aaron Rodgers.
So you said you got Tyreek Hill and who else?
I got Xavier Woody, the rookie for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Worthy.
Okay.
Worthy, yes, Worthy.
Sandman, who you got?
So my first, I got George Pickens out of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And my sleeper is going to be Devontae Adams. The reason why I went with Pickens is because I feel like Pittsburgh's healthy enough to where that O-line should be able to hold up for Russell Wilson. Because he ain't going to be running a lot because it's cold there. So he's going to be throwing that frozen rope.
I think with Pittsburgh,
we ain't gonna throw enough.
Yeah, I think with Pittsburgh, their game is going to be built around running the football. Mo, am I correct?
But you're right. But I mean, I was gonna say that Pickens is my sleeper. If we actually run the ball well enough, he could get a 50-yard catch almost every game.
Okay.
That's possible.
Taz says I got AJ Brown if Hurts gets it together. I don't know, AJ Brown a little longer.
I heard Pickett's gonna win that game. He's gonna win that job. That Pickett's gonna win that job from Hurts.
You stupid. You stupid.
I saw an article. It was hilarious. It was the funniest thing I ever read.
Kerry, did you
Pickett
do
Pickett is doing amazing things.
You stupid.
Yeah, you can call me a homer, but I'm going with Tyreek Hill simply because Mike McDaniel is so fixated on getting Tyreek Hill the ball that he forgets about all his other weapons that he has at his hand. And last year, if Tyreek hadn't got hurt, he probably would have shattered that record last year at San State.
Yeah.
Mike McDaniel is so fixated on getting Tyreek that ball, he just overlooks everything. That is one of the only teams that I know of that didn't even throw a touchdown to a tight end. And all our tight end done was move chains. He caught the ball and moved the chains. But Mike McDaniel is, I think he Tyreek holds that team back.
But you know what though? I get y'all point, but the thing about it is now teams are gonna be geared up to the key to the Miami Dolphins.
Team's been geared up to stop Tyreek ever since he came in the league.
But
They can't stop him.
But y'all ain't let me.
They can't stop him.
Y'all ain't let me finish. Y'all ain't let me finish. Y'all ain't let me finish. I think
What happens when you get two homers on the line at the same time?
Tyreek Hill, he gets open when the play breaks down. That's the key of a lot of his catches. That the play breaks down and he may get open because the defensive back is like looking in the backfield, or he might have fallen down or something like that. Not saying that there haven't been catches that he made in stride and he just outran the guy, but I'm just saying a lot of his plays he get or broken plays that they take advantage of. And again, I think that the offensive line is gonna have to be a key part in order for him to break that record, because I think everybody else is they're gonna make sure that he don't blow the top off of them this season like he did last year. Because you know how you look at film and you break it down. Okay, this is how we're gonna take care of him this time. This is how we're gonna take care of him this time that we didn't do it last year. So I mean that's a good pick because he almost got it last year. If like Curry said, if he didn't get hurt, he probably would have shattered the record. Because Calvin Johnson got 1,664 in 2012. The most receptions is by Michael Thomas of 149 in 2019. Dana, who do you have for that?
Most receptions?
Yes.
I gotta go. I'm going Travis Kelce.
Okay. You going with the tight end?
Yeah, I think that Taylor Swift thing really means something. I read a couple of things. I didn't know she received $5 million for each appearance at the Kansas City Chiefs game. Show my face for $5 million. NFL, and I think her boyfriend gonna show out for her.
NFL always up to something. They always up to something. Yep. Curry, who you got for most receptions?
I got to roll with CeeDee Lamb. I think if the Cowboys is wise, they'll find a way to get CeeDee Lamb that ball more. I think when he's involved in the game, the Cowboys, they look a lot better. But when you take, if they don't get him involved, that's when they seem to hurt. So I think they're going to be geared up to get him the ball more.
Okay. Matthew, who you got for most receptions?
I got Stephon Diggs. Because the way that Texans team's looking, I can see a lot of throws going to him this year because them two together are going to have good player chemistry.
Okay. Mo, who you got?
Go off the rails on this one. I'm gonna go with Malik Neighbors.
Who you play for?
For the Giants.
Really?
Only reason I'm doing this is because I think they're gonna take a different stance because they know that Jones can't throw the ball. I think they're gonna run a lot of wide receiver screens and try to get the ball in his hands quick.
Okay. That I can't disagree with you on that one. I can't disagree with you. I have Jamar Chase and I got Cooper Kupp as my sleeper. And the reason why I have Cooper as my sleeper is because I think if Stafford wants to move the chains, he's gonna go to his favorite guy, which is Cooper Kupp, just to move the chains. But Jamar Chase, he's gonna come back motivated. And as long as the quarterback can stay healthy, I think he'd be fine. even if the quarterback doesn't stay healthy, they have a backup that can still throw the ball to Chase. Chase has to stay healthy as well, but I think that he wants to come back and show everybody that he is that guy in Cincinnati again. Next up, we have most sacks, which is Michael Strahan, 22.5, and 2001 T.J. Watt, 22.5. For the most sacks, let me see. Let me get Dana back. Dana, who do you have for the most sacks?
I got Queen. I think he's gonna be, leaving Baltimore, going to Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
I think he got a chip on his shoulder.
Okay.
He's a middle linebacker, man.
Matthew, who you got?
I know.
I got a sleeper here. That's a Demario Davis out of the Saints. That dude, he has a lot of potential. And the way his stats look last year, I see a lot of greatness out of him this year as a linebacker.
Okay. So, Curry, who you got?
I like Nick Bosa's chances. That guy comes up with 3 or 4 sacks in a game at times. So I like his chances.
Okay. I got T.J. Watt, and I got Greenhard as my sleeper. And the reason why I got TJ is because everybody felt like he should have won last year. And so he kind of showed everybody a reason why he should, even though he had the most sacks, he didn't get the Defensive Player of the Year award. And a lot of people was judgmental about who got it. But again, like I said before, I'm a Cleveland Browns fan, and sometimes plays that don't show up on the stat sheet is what Myles Garrett has done. Not saying that T.J. Watt hasn't did those same things, but I just think that I think it was Myles Garrett year last year, but I think T.J. Watt should be the guy to win this one going forward this year coming up. Mo, who you have?
You already know I got TJ. You know TJ still had the record already. They messed him up with taking away a sack from him. Because he had a sack fumble. In that year, he got 22.5, and they took away. They said it was just a fumble. But he forced the fumble.
Okay.
So, oh well.
Okay.
But my sleeper.
Go ahead.
Will Anderson for the Texans. Playing across from Daniil Hunter.
I saw that. I was thinking about him too. Because I think Texas is going to be ahead a lot in games. They're going to lose some games, but I think they're going to be ahead. So you're going to have them guys will have an opportunity to clock them quarterbacks and get tackles for lost yards. I think you're going to see that with Texans as well. I think I got everybody on that one. The next up we have is the most rushing yards by Eric Dickerson for 2,105 yards in 1984. Now I'm going to go first on this one. And I'm going to say this right here. If they stick to their guns like they should, Dana, I don't know where you at, but there's too much noise. If they stick to the guns, he should get this rushing record. Henry. It should be Henry for the Ravens. If they stick to their guns, if they use him the right way with Jackson in the backfield, this could be something special to watch. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you, I think he could do it. I really think he can do it. My sleeper on that one, I have Henry, and I have Karan Williams for the Rams. Because I think if they can find, if the Rams can find him a tight end, and they have Cooper and they got Puka out there, somebody can't get double teamed. So, and if they do double team somebody, that means that Williams has an opportunity to run somewhere. run through the hole and get some yards or whatever. Because but he could be a slim possibility. But I got Henry on that one. Curry, who you have for the rushing?
I don't see anybody doing that because for one, couple reasons. One, they've gone to that 17-game season, and these running backs can't hold up for so long. So now they've gone to the running back by committee, and they're using multiple running backs. And the game has become to be an air show more so than a running game anymore. You don't see that grinded out like you used to. And I want to touch on what you said about Derrick Henry. I just think he's got too many miles on him to even come close to those numbers that he once ran in Tennessee. And I think if he did come close to that, all you've done is took Lamar Jackson out of the game. And I just don't think that that's their game to just be a 100% running game. Though they have a good running game and had a good running game before Henry got there, but I just think he's got just a little bit too many miles on him at this point.
So, but let me ask you a question though. With the ability for Lamar Jackson to run the ball, I can see a lot of play action run with Lamar giving the ball to Henry or taking the ball back. So I think that puts a lot of pressure on the defense to have to make the right play. And because nobody have seen him play yet, now you don't know how to prepare for. I mean, you know how to prepare for him, but at the same token, nothing is like real game time playing when you play a team like that. So I get your point, but I think that I think it really benefits benefits Baltimore to have Henry there. And again, if there's any record that I think this might be one of the records, and we can go back. This might be one of the records that I think won't get broken for a long time, in my opinion. Since Curry brought it up, Sandman, who you got?
I'm digging in the dirt on this one. I'm going to go with Zamir White, the running back for the Raiders. Because last year he was a backup. And then with the QB injuries and all, there's not much that he could do, but his stats were very decent. So I feel like this year the Raiders were very healthy, and this dude is considered to be one of the most underrated running backs for the season, according to a few NFL analysts. So if this dude can have the muscle to push it through with the O-line, this dude's got a lot of potential. Because when you're 6 foot and 215, but majority of that 215 is muscle, there's potential to get up there in those high number categories.
Hey, where did Jacob go to? He left one where?
Green Bay.
Okay. All right. Dana, who you got rushing record wise? Let me put you off mute. Rushing record.
I got Henry as my. I agree with you. I think Henry gonna take all that pressure off Lamar, so he can play quarterback this year. He might rush for a little bit, but I think Henry gonna help him out. Probably get him to a Super Bowl, possibly.
Okay.
And my sleeper is McCaffrey.
Okay. Mo, who you got?
You guys, if they stay healthy. Saquon in Philly. He might have 2,100 yards and only 2 touchdowns. Because what's the color get them?
Let me ask you a question. Could he be used like McCaffrey with Philly, like the 49ers does with McCaffrey? Could you see them using him like that way?
Could be. Definitely could be.
And he just had to stay healthy, right?
Exactly. Now the other guy, if he stays healthy, he also needs his quarterback to stay healthy. Brees Hall. Brees Hall is a man. That dude can
Yeah,
bring 80 yards anytime.
yeah.
And then I got to give you a third one. If his
Okay.
quarterback plays well and he comes back and he's healthy, because he ain't got that second guy running behind him no more. Nick Chubb.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I want them to take their time with Nick Chubb, for real, for real. I really want them to take their time with him. They're not really saying where he's at, health wise. But I'm assuming, I'm like, if he doesn't come back, I'm okay with that because I want him to be 100% healthy when he does come back, and I don't think they're gonna rush. I don't think they're gonna rush him back. That's why I don't understand. See, I'm confused with them when it comes to the running back situation because why would you get rid of why I can't never remember his name?
Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt. Is he that bad of a person? Because he came and let's think about this. You have Kareem Hunt in the backfield with Nick Chubb or whoever, and Watson plays halfway decent, and the defense plays good. They're in most games. So it got to be something about him that nobody that I mean, because nobody touched him in free agency. I'm like I don't get it, man. I just don't. I mean, he doesn't he doesn't brag. He doesn't boaster. I mean, I know he's been in a little trouble, but he's been basically a model citizen, in my opinion. Unless somebody else knows something I don't know.
Because he wanted too much money.
But they never. But when they let him go this time, the money didn't. They didn't even talk about money at all. And let me ask you a question. I mean, Cleveland could have came halfway with him. They could have said, "Okay, we can't give you. We'll give you what you want, but we'll put some of it in incentives." Because that motivates him to play because he wants to get those incentives. I don't know. I, I, I just don't. I don't understand why he's still not signed by anybody right now. It got to be something about his personality. That's all I can think of. But the guy don't. He don't. He just don't. He just a model citizen to me. All right. Next
Just
up we
think
got
about this.
most completions.
Kev, I'm going to say this. September. So he signed after the season started. After Nick Chubb got hurt. He signed a 1 year deal with Cleveland worth up to $4 million. It was all about money for him last year.
Well, it should have been about money from last year because what he did for them prior to that, he should have got paid for that because you released you let two of your running backs go during the off season. And so now I'm like, okay, now you have the one kid forward, I think, is that there. Um, but you don't have anything else. And that's the part that really bothers me because to me it didn't make any sense. And I'm gonna look at the Cleveland Browns roster right now, which I mean, like, pay the dude, man. I mean, he Nick Chubb get hurt, he comes back and plays for you. He didn't, there was no questions asked or nothing. He's like, okay, I'm coming. I'll be right there. Um, so in the depth chart you have Chubbs, Ford, Deontay Foreman, Naheem Hines, and a bunch of draft picks that they might. I don't even know if they drafted a running back or not. Um, but again, I like Ford. I think Ford can get it done. We've seen Ford play well, but look at the two running backs they let go that did well in that system. So I don't know about that one. But if it's about the money, then let it be. Then if it's about the money, that's fine. But at the end of the day, you paying for his services, and he's gonna give you 100%. And again, I still don't know why he's not on the roster. Okay, so most completions is Tom Brady for 485 in 2021. Dana, talk to me. Who you got? Who you got for that one?
I'm gonna go with sleeper, and I'm gonna say Dak Prescott.
Woo. Then it go with Dak. Slinging that rock. He said, I'm gonna go out my way. Because I'm telling you what,
I think Dak is probably done in Dallas after this year, so he's
yeah, I
gonna
think
do
so.
what he wants.
Yeah, I think so. He got him over a barrel. We're gonna talk about that in a few minutes. Okay, Dana, Sandman, what you got? Most pass completion.
I
Most
think
completion.
C.J. Stroud. He's got a lot more talent with him this year compared to last year. And my sleeper is going to be Aiden O'Connell. Because it's going to be, with that coaching staff, there's going to be a lot of good things out of the Raiders' offensive wide receivers and tight ends. Because they look very strong in a healthy manner.
Okay. Curry, what you got for us?
I'm gonna pick somebody that I think is gonna have to play from behind a lot, and I think that's gonna be Bryce Young.
That's interesting. They did some things in free.
If you're gonna complete a lot of passes, it's gonna be probably because you're gonna be behind a lot.
So we can see a lot of wide receiver screens, tight end screens, things of that nature.
Bubble screens.
Yeah, bubble screens, all that. Okay.
And I think one of the things too, I think Carolina's got a lot to prove with, and they want to see what they really got this year with Bryce Young, and I don't think he really got a fair shake in his first year. So they've added some pieces around him, got some picked up a couple offensive linemen to put around him. So I think with what they've got, I don't see them winning the division, but I do see them winning 6 or 7 games, and that's a major improvement over what they did last year. And I think it's going to be simply because of Bryce Young.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Mo,
I'm gonna go with my sleeper first. Kyler Murray. They're gonna be behind in a lot of games, so they're gonna have to throw. But of course, I'm riding the Dak and CeeDee Lamb this year because they both were on 1-year deals.
Okay. Let me see if we get Dana on here. Dana, who you got?
What was that last question? My phone.
Most completions.
You said receptions?
Most completions.
Oh, most completions.
He didn't say that about your reception, man. He's talking about T-Mobile.
I said Dak Prescott for completion.
Okay. Oh, T-Mobile. Dana, you can't make it. You can't make a commercial for T-Mobile. They'll fire you, man. They'll fire you.
Hey man, I still have my internet next week, so
So
I'll be on there to see my face.
Did I get everybody so far? Right, I got everybody. So mine's I have Jared Goff for the most completions. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you why. They have 9 games at home. They have 8 away. Out of the 8, they played 6 in the dome. And they got 1 cold game. 1 cold game. That's in Chicago. This is setting up for this to be a special team. Detroit can't get it no better. If they can't get to the Super Bowl with this team right here and with the schedule right there, it'll never happen. And the only thing can railroad them is
I mean they're gonna win.
No, I ain't saying win. I'm just saying get there. But I'm just saying that if the only thing can hurt them is that they have some tough injuries that they can't recover from. I got Jared Goff as my primary, and my sleeper going to be Trevor Lawrence for Jacksonville. Yes, that's my sleeper for completions.
I got another one to throw out.
Go ahead.
Jordan Love.
Mm. I don't know.
I
That
just
now they
don't.
got a now
I
they got
think
a
they're going. I think they got a running game now.
yeah.
So, and I don't think
Yeah,
he's going to be
I get
throwing to the running back.
I get you on that one. Most passing yards is Peyton Manning for 5,479 yards. I think this could be had if every game means something during the season. I really do. And I'm going on the limb. I'm gonna say my man from Arizona is gonna sling the ball because they're gonna be behind. And just because you got 5,000 yards don't mean that you got to win it. You're gonna have a winning record. But I think he's gonna be slinging that rock. I don't have a sleeper behind that one, but if I had to pick a sleeper, I would say Josh Allen maybe, because he's gonna try to prove a point that he can. Again, he can take over a game, which we know he can. He's tried plenty of times, it just ain't happening for him. Matthew, who you got most passing yards?
Most passing yards, I got C.J. Stroud. Because there's a lot of wide receiver weapons from first string down to fourth string with that Texans lineup. And my sleeper is going to be your boy Deshaun Watson. Because I feel like reality's going to kick him this year. Like, I feel like he's going to find a way to not get injured. And he's going to throw them passes to his receivers.
Okay. Mo, you shaking your head. What you got?
I ain't saying Russ. Nope. He might be replaced by week 8. I gotta go with Dak, man. But
Okay.
the sleeper is the man who hasn't got a contract this year also. Tua.
Yeah, I can see that. Dana, who you got?
I got Josh Allen. I think he got a lot to prove. He got a lot to prove. I think he's gonna try to do too much, but he gonna get it done. I think this is last year to try to get to the Super Bowl. And my sleeper is gonna be Trevor Lawrence.
Okay. Curry,
I think he got a lot of weapons now.
Okay. Curry, who you got?
I kind of like what you guys saying about Josh Allen. Don't like him as a person. Don't like him as a player for the Bills, but I do think he's got a good shot at it. I don't know that he's going to have much running game, and to y'all's point, I think he will be trying to prove that hey, we don't need Stephon Diggs to do what we've done, and so he's going to be swinging that rock.
Okay. Real quick, guys, let me see if I can find this text message I got from Coach Gray. Young man we had on the show a couple weeks ago. He's down to making noise. Let me see if I can find it here. Oh, where's that? Oh man, let's see here. Okay, so here it is. It said Jaguars put out a video of all the highlights for OTAs, which were compiled into one video. And in that video, you see Easton making a terrific catch. Some may not realize who he is because you may not recognize the undrafted free agents in the new uniforms. But Easton wears number 80, and he is sky high for a grab in the end zone. Easton's journey to the NFL is a testament of his talent and determination. Last season, he demonstrated his power to accumulate an impressive 1,860 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 57 catches for Albany Great Danes. His standout performance of the FCS quarterfinals, where he recorded nine catches for 228 yards, 3 touchdowns, led the University of Albany to a victory over Idaho on the first ever FCS semifinal appearance. So my man Easton down there doing his thing, guys. Just want to keep you all abreast on what's going on with him. Did I get everybody on pass completions? I believe I did. Next up is most passes attempted by Matthew Stafford, 727 in 2012. I don't see nobody breaking his record, but I'm gonna go with Josh Allen on this one. Gotta go with Joshy Boy. Got a point to prove, and he gonna prove the wrong point. Dana, who you got?
Got my boy again, Dakota. Dak.
Okay. Mo?
What's the record again?
Most pass attempted, Matthew Stafford had 727 in 2012.
Yeah, it's gonna be Dak because
And I'm going with Bryce Young again for that reason I told you before. I think he's going to have to throw the ball a lot, and it's going to be because he's going to be behind. And I think if you got that many attempts, you probably play from behind.
Okay, Mo, what you got?
definitely gonna be Dak because Zeke ain't running nowhere.
Matthew, who you got?
He might
I
run to the
got
bathroom.
I got Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Aaron Rodgers. I feel like he's got a lot approved this year. Unless he gets injured on the first play again. Then I'll rethink that. But for right now, I'm going for Rodgers.
Okay, real quick before we move on, what out of all the records that we talked about, and I think we missed one. Interceptions. I have Shavarius Ward, who played for he was with the 49ers. I think he went to Kansas City. I think he would have the most interceptions. Mo, who you got?
Okay, I'm going for the homer pick here. Joey Porter Jr.
Dana, who you got?
I got Jalen Ramsey.
Homer pick. Curry, who you have?
There's that boy named that was pitching on the ball out there in Dallas.
Deron Bland.
Deron Bland.
Yeah. I'm going with him. I think he's going to improve on this game out there. I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I tell you, I like that guy.
Did he hurt his? It was.
Hey, let me. There was something I wanted to mention on something, but go ahead and move on. I don't forgot it now.
Okay. Didn't he tear his ACL?
No, that was his Ward. That was what you call it? Stephon Diggs' brother.
Okay. All right. Matthew, interceptions, leader.
I'm going with Jesse Bates the third out of Atlanta. That dude's got some wheels to be catching footballs. And with his stats from last year, them INT numbers are going to go up.
So we had 2 homers. And everybody else picked somebody else. We had Mo with Joey Porter Jr. I think he's still gonna get picked on.
Should have went with Minka.
And Dana said Jalen Ramsey. So, all right, guys. So those were our picks.
I know what it was. I know what it was. I want to touch on.
Go ahead, Curry.
Hey, y'all stop drinking this Aaron Rodgers Kool-Aid, please.
I'm off this year.
It's not Tom Brady. There's only one Tom Brady. He'll play into his 40s. Tom Brady didn't come off no torn Achilles when he was going into his 40s. Tom Brady didn't come off no major injuries. But that's only going to happen once in a blue moon. It's not something that Aaron Rodgers is going to be able to do. So please, y'all, stop drinking the Aaron Rodgers Kool-Aid. Y'all know I'm going on record right now and say the Jets going to win 8 games.
Woo! He's at 8 games.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
I told you last year that's all they were going to win. What they win? 6 or 7?
Rodgers got hurt in 4 plays.
Let me just look at something real quick. Let's look at the Jets. So the Jets,
and he's playing on that same ragged field he was playing on that he got hurt on.
The Jets were 7-10 last year, so they got 3rd place schedule. All right. So, and I don't know, I don't have the strength of schedule in front of me. I thought I had it, but they start off the season at 49ers at Tennessee. Okay, the Patriots and Broncos should be wins. They play the Vikings. That should be up in there. The Bills, that's at home. I think the Bills can win that. You got Pittsburgh, which they should lose to Pittsburgh. Beat the Patriots. Texans going to be a tough one. At Cardinals, they should be a win. The Colts, that's going to be a flip. Seattle could be a flip. At Miami, that Dolphins should win that one. At Jacksonville, they should win that one. They got the Rams at home in December. That's going to be a cold weather game. Rams going to try to hurry and get that one over with. Win, lose, or draw. They're trying to get out of there. They're trying to get back to L.A. At Buffalo and at Miami. So the schedule ain't that shabby to be 7-10. You look at the schedule, you got 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 7 games where teams make the playoffs. So you have 49ers. Did the Vikings didn't make the playoffs last year, did they? No. So you got the 49ers who make the playoffs. You got the Bills, you got the Pittsburgh Steelers, you got the Texans, you got the Dolphins, you got the Rams, you got the Bills, and you got the Dolphins again. So you got like 7 games where they play. But I'm gonna say this though, if they don't get this right, but you know what, Curry, he even came out himself and said, if we don't get it done this year, ain't nobody gonna be here next year. That's the bottom line.
Look at it like this too. I don't know how committed this guy is because one, I mean, he's trying to focus nose in politics now, and he was so close to almost saying, "Well, I'm going to abandon the Jets. I'm going to go run for vice president." Man, how committed is this guy? Really, seriously, how committed is he?
That's a question. That's a question that could be asked. How committed is he? You know what I'm saying? Because he don't want to go out on a bad note. On a bad will, like he did. Nobody wants to leave the game like that. So he's gonna try to come back and prove us wrong. And the last time everybody proved him wrong, he ended up winning MVP 2 years in a row. And told the Green Bay Packers stick it with the sun don't shine with a hot poker. And now look who they got as a quarterback. Who got him? Who's gonna get them in the playoffs? Some people got them picked to go in the Super Bowl. So that just goes to show you. Sometimes
and they went to the playoffs the first year Rodgers left.
Sometimes you sit and wait is the best thing for you to jump out that gate. Hey, real quick, guys. The pressure is on the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, Dak is going to be a free agent this year. CeeDee Lamb's going to be a free agent this year. I'm trying to figure out who they're going to get as a quarterback if they let Dak walk. They can't. He has no trade clause, so he got to be traded to a team that he wants to go to. Okay, which I wouldn't be surprised if he were to say, "Send me to the Giants so I get to see y'all every 2 years for the next 5 years." We know they probably will sign CeeDee Lamb to a contract, but the reason why they got so much pressure on them right now is in the state of Texas. Who won the World Series? Texas Rangers. Who's going to go to the NBA Finals? Pretty much written. Dallas Mavericks. Who could be going to the Stanley Cup Finals? Dallas Stars. Jerry need to understand something. They all got owners, and they don't even deal with they. I've never seen the Mavericks owners take a step back. Now he does player operations, something like that. But he's gave the majority of his ownership to somebody else, but he's still sticking around. But I have never seen Mark Cuban be this quiet in a whole season. I don't even know who the Texas Rangers owner is. It used to be the president's family, the Bush family. I don't know who it is now. I don't know who the owner is. The Stars is.
I think they bought it back.
So the owner of the Rangers is Ray Davis.
Is he related to the Bushes?
I don't think he is.
And the Stars. Now, all three of these teams got something in common. They all made the playoffs. One won the World Series. The other one is in the playoffs, could win an NBA title. Dallas Stars could win an NHL title. Now, could it be 4 for 4? Could Dallas get over the hump this year to win the Super Bowl? I don't think it's going to happen. It's too many question marks for the Dallas Cowboys. But Prescott said, yo, there's a lot of pressure on us to do well this year. Because in the state of Texas, them guys is rolling. Look at what they're doing. Besides that, dealing with the NBA Finals, what's more of a storyline? Kyrie going back to Boston for the NBA Finals, or Porzingis going back to Dallas for the NBA Finals? I personally think it's Kyrie. And the reason why I think it's Kyrie is because how he ghosted the Celtics. He wouldn't even answer Danny Ainge's phone call. He wouldn't even send him a text message back. He didn't even. Only time that he seen him was when he came in the stadium with the sage and the moccasins on his feet that he's playing with right now. Porzingis and Luke didn't get along, so they shipped him off to Washington, and Washington shipped him off to us. So, give me you guys' take, and I'm gonna let Mo go last. But Dana, what you think is more of a headline? Curry going back to Boston, or Porzingis going back to Dallas for the NBA Finals? What you think?
I think Kyrie going back to Boston.
And why would you say that?
Porzingis is a non-factor. Huh?
Why would you say that?
Because he hated Boston. He treated them like crap. He treated them young boys like crap. He didn't know he was immature, but he treated them like crap. He didn't like that organization. So his thing is to come put the hammer down on them and pull them out of their misery.
Okay.
And I think they're gonna do it in 6 games.
Okay.
Because Jason Tatum softened that green. He need to come to that gold and purple. Bring the essence of Kobe out of him.
Hey Dana. Dana, who's the coach for the Lakers right now?
Hey man, I don't know who it is.
Oh, okay.
If it's what's his name, I'm done.
It's gonna be what's his name.
If it's JJ Redick, it's over for me.
It's gonna be JJ Redick. Curry, what you think is more of a headline? Kyrie going back to Boston, or Porzingis going back to Dallas?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Kyrie. What's the Porzingis? Man, they tend to be hurt all the time. So I think Kyrie's playing with a chip too. He's gonna come in there with a chip on his shoulder.
Okay. Matthew.
Mike sweep him, right? Mike.
Mike sweep who?
The Celtics. Celtics trash.
Matthew. Matthew.
We always see the Celtics crash and burn every year.
Matthew next, and we're gonna talk about this in a minute. Matthew next. No, we're gonna talk about Matthew next. What's the biggest story? Kyrie going back to Boston, or Porzingis going to Dallas?
I feel like it's Kyrie going back to Boston. Because, in my opinion, if Kyrie does win a championship with Dallas, he can say he was the team leader because he's the veteran. Because when he was in Cleveland, he wasn't the veteran. He was the learner. In this situation, Luke is learning from him. So in that case, he can actually say he did something that he can't do with the other teams he did in his career.
Okay. Mo.
Team wanted Grant Williams less.
Say that again.
Which team wanted Grant Williams less? Dallas guy got PJ Washington because of him. We didn't
Yeah, he
really use
did.
the trade exception. It's easily Kyrie, man. I'm gonna if y'all will have me, I will finish my career in Boston. That was at the start of the season. At the end of the season, he was bounced to Brooklyn. He's just like, I can't take them. Like, going in game 7. He's had so many problems with Brooklyn. He got traded to Dallas. When he had a good year, Dallas, nobody would give him a max contract except for Dallas. And now he's coming back to Boston, where he stomped on Lucky and also had Sage with him. He gonna have to bring Sage with him again, because he gonna get killed in Boston. But I got a better question for you. Who do you put on him? Do you put Drew on Kyrie, or do you put Drew on Luka, or do you put Jaylen Brown on Luka?
I'm putting Derek White. I'm putting Derek White on Kyrie. That's where I'm going with that. Because he's a good shot blocker. He knows how to close out well, and in some way he gets the back end of that ball more or less.
Drew is bigger than Derek White, though.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that right there, but I think defensively, if Porzingis doesn't play, we want Drew to score some points. So if he doesn't work his energy on,
What's that true?
Okay, we don't want him to use up all his energy on defense. So if we can use Derek White as the prime defender on Kyrie, I think we'll be okay.
Okay, but let me tell you why I don't do it that way. I put Drew on Kyrie to shut him down, to get him in his head. We have shown we can't stop Luka, no matter what we do. But I would put both Brown and Tatum on him, because I would put a bigger guy on him, because he's not going to go past him because he ain't fast enough. But the thing is, you need length to actually stop him. And then Derek White can still be on the background, and he can focus on offense.
I agree with you, but I'm gonna tell you the biggest thing to me right here, going forward, is I want to see Boston get to this next level defensively. We saw it we saw it against the Pacers, all right, and we saw the last 3 or 4 minutes of the game against the Pacers, and that's what I've been looking for all season long. Remember, I always said, and also what I was looking for was the play calling, the timeouts. What plays you run on timeouts? What plays you like that game 1 against the Pacers where they ran that crazy ass play and Jaylen Brown hit that 3 in the corner. I called my brother up. I said, now I want to see what they're going to run. I said, because all season long, it's been Jaylen Brown takes a shot or Jason Tatum takes a shot. You know, you set a pick, they get the ball, shoot the 3. That's what they've been doing. So he's been hiding a lot of stuff in the background. Now he's bringing it to a forefront. Defensively is what I'm looking for more than anything else, right? And I think if we can make Kyrie play defense, that slows down his offense. That's the key, because if you look at Minnesota, they're not I'll set a pick to get Kyrie on Ant-Man, right? Or on whoever, and make him play defense. They have not done it at all during this series. But Minnesota again, this is a learning lesson for them, and they'll probably be back next year to be bigger and better. But that's what I would do with if I'm Joe, but responding to whoever said Boston gonna get swept, not gonna happen. This is destined for Boston. This is destined for Boston to win this NBA final. And I'm gonna tell you why. The whole season long, I'm gonna go back and say this. The whole season long with Boston, I wasn't happy with the way they was playing, and I told him, I said, "Yo, I'm not. This is not what I'm not used to seeing the team win that many games and not be dominant in certain games. Like the end of the games was close, they end up losing the games. In overtime, if you go and look at closeout games in the season, they're probably below 500. If you look at games, they're going overtime, they're below 500, right? Those are the games that I take and say, okay, these are games we should win. When you blow people out, you never know how good you're going to be because you never put yourself in a situation where the game is 3 points here or 4 points here. But going against Miami, going against Cleveland, and going against the Pacers, who had the number one offense in the league, even without Halliburton, they still played a hell of a series. To me, that series still should. That series to me, even though they swept them, Boston should have lost game 1, and they should have won game 2, right? But this shows the maturity of them in the past for this year. This right here is them understanding what it felt like to be down 3-0, come back, be tied up with Miami 3-3, and lose to Miami at home. Now, Jason Tatum gets hurt, twists his ankle, and I think that threw the whole game out the window. And then on top of that, they say Jaylen Brown didn't step up and show who he truly was. But when you lose a player right there in an instant, it's hard to adjust to a different mindset, okay? Because you're used to playing with this guy all the time, right? So on top of Jaylen Brown not being added to any NBA all NBA team at all was a travesty in my personal opinion. So now he said, okay.
Well, if you can make that excuse for Tatum getting hurt, I can make that same excuse for Jimmy Butler not being able to play in that series this year.
But
isn't that fair?
But no, because the difference is they had time to rest. Jason Tatum got hurt in Game 7, right? So you eliminate him.
Butler didn't play the whole series.
Right. So you have time to adjust that series. He got hurt against Philly. So they had an opportunity to adjust they had an opportunity to adjust their team to fit the roles they need to fit because they had time to adjust it. Where in the moment of the game, it's hard to replace a guy that's averaging 27, 28 points a game in Game 7. You're not going to find that guy. You're never going to find that guy. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing when they lost to.
You said you're never going to find that guy.
No,
that's what I'm saying about Jimmy Butler.
But
you're never going to find those points.
But what I'm saying to you is that right here, they lost him against Philly. They didn't lose him against Boston. So they had an opportunity to adjust to not playing without him because he was already done in the Philly series, right? Because
what you're saying is they should have been next man up. Is that what I'm hearing you saying?
No, not really, because you don't. Because you're not going to find nobody. Go ahead, Mo.
I was just going to say the easiest way to do it is you build a game plan around who's there. Boston had a game plan built around Tatum that they couldn't scrap as the game started. Jimmy Butler didn't play any of those games, so they could build a game plan without Jimmy Butler.
Does that make more sense to you?
No, that don't make no more sense to me. That's just like saying the New York Jets should have won the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers got hurt in 4 plays. Did they have time to adjust?
No, wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. They did have time to adjust because they always had a good defense. He don't play both ways.
But they only won 7 games.
Right, they only won 7 games, but how many of them games did they win because of the defense playing really well? The reason why they start falling apart is because they didn't.
But they had time to adjust. Is what I keep hearing y'all say.
No. But you can't compare football to basketball, because on basketball you play offense and defense. In football, on football they lost Aaron Rodgers, but they still had a good defense. If I'm not
I got the
mistaken, that
perfect
team
one
beat. I got the perfect one. Go
for
ahead, Mo.
football.
For football.
In the AFC Championship game when the Steelers went to New England and Le'Veon got hurt in the first minute of the game. You ain't got time to adjust without Le'Veon. You build a game plan with Le'Veon in there. That's why we scored 3 points that game. It's the same thing with Tatum getting hurt in the first quarter, especially when it's in the playoffs. And one game matters. So you can't talk about Aaron Rodgers being hurt the first game of the season, because we're talking about the last game of the season.
Well, what I'm saying is, if you say that Jason Tatum hadn't got hurt, they would have beat the Heat. I'm saying if Jimmy Butler had played, they probably would have beat the Celtics.
No, not this year.
Wait a minute. Which game? Which game?
No, he's saying if Jimmy Butler would have played against the
I know,
Celtics.
but I'm saying which game? Which game are they won? Because we're talking about one game. He's talking about a whole series. You can't compare a series to one game.
They probably would have won game 2 like they did in Boston. They shot incredibly well, and I think that would have been it. Because the difference I'm seeing with the Celtics than before is that they're going to another level. And I've never seen them be like this before. Like when they had Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, they played at that level all year long. They had a point to prove to everybody that those 3 guys could get it done in the first year. And they did that, right? And then Kevin Garnett gets hurt the second year, and they lose to Orlando in a 7-game series, and they go in a double or triple overtime or something like that, and they still lose that series. But the next year they come back, Kevin's healthy, and they go back to the finals against the Lakers. Then Perkins gets hurt in game. He tears his ACL in game 6. So now you're gonna put in what's his name from Detroit, Rasheed Wallace, who already had a bad back, right? They said, well, you only can play so many minutes in this series, and then we got to sit you down, right? And what really hurt them was Scalabrine had been a scratch on the roster, so they couldn't put him in the game. So that really backfired on Boston. But again, when you lose that one player in basketball, it's hard to prepare for the next game without that player, because you don't have that much time to prepare for it. Like, I'm gonna give you, for example, Dana, you can agree with me or disagree with me on this one. When Boston played LA in the finals in 2008, people come back and say, well, our center got hurt. That's why y'all won, right? But he got hurt at the beginning of the season, so they had all season long, to adjust to him not playing. It's different when you have a player like for example, Halliburton got hurt, and their game plan went to hell at that point because they didn't have a point guard that could do what he done. So to adjust right then and there is the hardest part of the game for basketball, because you play offense and you play defense. That's the only sport that you like that. In football, you don't play both ways. In baseball, it's easy to adjust. I think it's easier to adjust to losing a player in baseball than it is in any other sport, because you can bring somebody else in and he may not be that detrimental to the team winning or losing, because you got a guy like Ron Acuna. If Atlanta goes on and win like 8 in a row, then they're gonna say, well, that injury didn't really matter because they put somebody in the spot. But in basketball, when it's a one game or it's a one game out of a series and that player get hurt, then there's a problem. What I do like about Boston right now is that Porzingis hasn't played and they're still winning. And they're winning off of defense, because the best game they played all year long, in my personal opinion, was game 3 in Miami. The Cleveland series, they did what they had to do. Then your boy gets hurt, so they can't adjust, right? Against the Pacers had the ball at the end of every quarter, I mean, they had the lead at end of every quarter, except for game 2, and they couldn't get it done because the defense that the Celtics showed them was a defense that they never saw before from them. So that's what I'm saying. I think that if they can reach that level right there, reach that level above that, the series against Dallas is going to be very interesting and very fun to watch because there's motivation on both sides. Kyrie want to go back and say, yeah, I want a title without. First thing they're gonna say, he won a title without LeBron, and then they're gonna talk about him. They're gonna talk about the relationship he has with Luka. They're gonna talk about nobody wanted him, and that's why he was motivated to stay there and do what he got to do, right? And if Boston wins, Boston gonna say, well, we did it without you, all right? And that's gonna be the main factor right there. But they're gonna say they finally got over the hump because Boston has been in the finals. I mean, it's the second time in the finals, but they've been in the Eastern Conference Finals. And let's think about the times that they went to the Eastern Conference Finals that LeBron wasn't there. There's always been somebody that's been hurt in order for them to get there. And I'm not discrediting what they did because you play with who you have to play with, right? And like you said, Curry, next man step up. But even if next man steps up, he's not going to be as good as the guy that's hurt. So somebody got to fill that void, and it's hard to fill a void when you need somebody that's going to score 27 points a game, anywhere from 27 to 30 points. Now, as a committee, you could probably get it done, right? And if you look at the Pacers, that's the kind of team they probably have, where you got a committee of guys that can score 15 between 15 and 20 points a game, and that's what build them up to be the team they are right now. But again, I think that going forward, I think Boston does need Porzingis. He can help more than he can hurt if he plays. But at the same token, if Boston loses a series without Porzingis, I'm not going to say that's the reason why they lost because they've been winning without him. There's no reason for them not to win this year without him because they're mature enough. They know what it feels like to be in the finals now. So now they can handle it a little bit better than they did before. Because again, I think even if they had a chance to play Denver last year, if you look at it, if Tatum doesn't get hurt and they beat Miami, they played Denver in the finals last year. Do they still make the changes they made as far as trading guys away? Probably not, right? But Porzingis brings something else to that team that they never had before. They never had a 3 that could shoot the 3 and spread the floor. So I think that's what he brings to that. I think that's what he brings to the Celtics. But I think it's going to be a good series. I really am. Because when we played them during the season, I think we split with them. But again, like Mo said, Luka's the key. If I'm gonna make Luka work extra hard on defense, I gotta wear him down. And same thing with Kyrie. The role players got to be better than role players. And that's how if they're gonna win, that's how they're gonna win. But Boston, the same thing with them. You got White, you got Al, you got Pritchard and Hauser. Hauser definitely have to come in and play some minutes. I don't know about Luke Cornett if he's. I know he did something to his hand. I don't know if he's be able to play or not, but he's a factor. So to me, it's going to be a good series. I'm looking forward to it because it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to definitely be a lot of fun going forward. What else we had here? Okay, so I'm looking. I want to real quick. We got about 15 minutes left, but I want to talk about the WNBA. Curry, you know, I'm a Caitlin Clark fan. I'm a Reese fan as well too. But I'm tired of them giving excuses for Caitlin Clark not playing up to the potential that she can play. They come back, well, she played in a championship game, and a month later she's playing in the WNBA. What about the other females that won a title? And let's think about this. South Carolina, the year the year before the last, they won a title, and all 5 of their players, or last year, all 5 of their players went to the WNBA, and they didn't win the title last year. But nobody complained. Ain't nobody complaining about them. they were one game out of going to the national championship. So it was LSU against help me out.
Iowa.
No, not LSU. It was not LSU. Oh, yeah,
Actually, it
LSU
was
against
LSU versus Iowa.
Iowa. Yeah. So I'm tired of hearing this excuse of why she's sluggish because she's not the only one that's sluggish. Now, trust me, she's doing what she got to do. They finally won the game, right? But don't give her no excuses why she's not playing the way she's supposed to be playing. Well, they said, well, Angel Reese, she didn't play, and they bowed out with in the Elite Eight or whatever. Stop it with this, man. Stop it with this. Don't. The media need to stop and leave it alone. Praise her when she's doing good and fault her when she's doing bad. You know what I'm saying? And right now she's averaging right around 15 points a game. Couple assists, couple steals. So she's playing really good basketball, but you're playing with the best women in the world. And in the concept of when people talk about the NBA was no good when they only had 8 teams or 10 teams, they try to say that the NBA wasn't good. When you have less teams, you have better competition. And this is you're looking at the WNBA starting to blossom, right? Curry, I'm going to let you say something before you forget it because I got something else I want to talk about. Angel Reese.
Yeah. I was gonna say, you're right when you said the media. The media has put too much pressure on this young lady to perform at a high level. I think if she didn't have all this pressure on her, she probably would do better. But not by them putting that pressure on her. What they've also done is and I don't mean this in a bad way, but they've unleashed the dogs. So every time she goes to play a team, they are gunning to stop her because they don't want to hear about her every time they go into an arena. Every time she comes to their arena, she is the talk of the town. And every time they go to her arena, she's the talk of the town. No matter what our record is, she's the talk of the town. No matter how many points I score, she's the talk of the town. See, I always say there's a certain amount of pressure that your company puts on you, but then there's always that added pressure that you put on yourself. And I think she's added a lot of pressure on herself too because she wants to do good, but the media is just about to destroy this young lady.
Anybody got a comment on that?
Hello?
Yeah, Dana, you got a comment on that?
Yeah, I might leave her alone since her first season. She need to calm down anyway.
But then it's not her though. It's not really her. I mean, if you listen to her talk, she's mild-mannered person. She's a mild-mannered female. She don't brag on herself. She just say, I want to be better at the game. I want to learn my craft. But it's the media that's putting all this pressure on her to be this great player that she can be. You look at Pete Maravich. Did he win the title? Pete Maravich is one of the best ball handlers that you'll ever come across in the NBA. He was an entertainer more than he was a basketball player. Am I right or wrong? Curry, you out there?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay. When I'm not talking, I use the mute. I'm sorry.
I was talking about Pete Maravich. I felt like he was more of an entertainer.
Yeah, I heard that. You were right.
So again, you gotta look at it like this. Pete Maravich probably was before his time because he did stuff that nobody could do to get him to get to the basket to make points. You know what I'm saying? And so that right there to me should say to the WNBA, you got a good thing going on, and that's not mess it up. But again, let her go out and play basketball, and she fails. She won't be the first, she won't be the last. You know what I'm saying? And only thing she's gonna do is get better. And I hope that she does get better because I think the direction that the NBA is going in, the direction that the NBA is going in, I think that the direction that the NBA is going in, WNBA is going in, is a good one. Curry, do you know a Glenn? Who you know a Glenn B? Do you know a Glenn B?
I called you Django, man.
Because he said Curry sleeping, wake his ass up, Django.
Now, when I'm not talking, I hit the mute button so that you won't hear extra noise. And
We ain't worried about that. We
Yeah,
want
we
to
ain't
know
worried
who
about
Glenn
that.
is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We know
And
you.
then I got a comment. These people right here is just delete.
Salam from Turkey.
Yeah. But anyway, so this is what Angel Reese is about to change everything in WNBA. So it says she makes a lot of money from her endorsements. So these are endorsements that she has right now. And they're worth $1.7 million. So Sports Illustrated, Calvin Klein, Outback Steakhouse, Reebok, Zoe Energy, Amazon, Starry, PlayStation, Miele Organics, and Jan Sports. And on top of that, Sandman, did she just buy stock in a soccer team, if I'm not mistaken?
Yes, that is correct. She's actually the new owner. Like the highest staker.
Yeah. So she let her money. Oh, I forgot these. She got Tops, Beat by Dre, Tampax, and Airbnb. Of course, Tampax would be a good one for her because she's a female. But the thing about it is, though, is that I'm just saying, man. Look, you can make it any way you can. Yo, somebody tell me the word what's it called, pin-ups or pass men. If they gonna give me $1 million, I'll wear them. I'll do a commercial for them. I ain't ashamed of myself. But my thing is though is that she is letting her money make money for her, and they're taking this to the next level. And my boy Curry, you're seeing this thing blossom like a rose. I'm telling you right now, and it's only gonna get better. The only problem with this is that they played during the wrong time of the year.
Hey, Cap, do you remember back in the day when Joe Namath was advertising pantyhose?
Yes.
And they said, well, no. For you to advertise these pantyhose, you need your mom to wear them. So he ended up wearing a pair just so he could say, well, I wore them, so now I can make my fair judgment on it.
Oh man, so man, there's a lot more we didn't get to. We got about 7 minutes left, so I'm just trying to real quick. Right now it's 20-10. T-Wolves got 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in the first quarter. What I want to do though is I want to congratulate the Boston Celtics for making it to the NBA Finals. Jaylen Brown got player of the conference. Of the Eastern Conference Finals. They coming, Dana. And then let me say this to you. Tatum and Brown are a tandem. Neither one would ever leave Boston to go somewhere else and play. I'm gonna say this.
They don't even like each other.
Dana, they go on vacation together. What are you talking about?
They don't like each other.
They vacation together, man.
You can watch the game and tell they don't like each other.
The proof is in the pudding.
Hey, Dana, let me say this to you. Take JJ Redick, give LeBron that contract extension. Boston's gonna draft your son. I'm telling you right now. I don't know if Mo remember telling this about 2 years ago that Boston said that's what they want to do is get him. They're gonna bring LeBron in and tell LeBron you're gonna sit on the bench and we're gonna call you when we need you. And it's gonna be that. That's gonna be simple as that. But right now, he's going to sign. He's not going anywhere. I told you guys that LeBron's not going anywhere. Hey, there's no only team out there that can afford him is the Philadelphia 76ers. So if you bring him in, then what you gonna have? And there's too many question marks with Philly because you don't know if Embiid going to be healthy or not. But you can say the same thing about Anthony Davis. But yeah, y'all got him. Y'all can keep him. We'll take his son.
Who dress shirt Davis?
Yeah.
I don't want dress shirt Davis.
That's good. Other than that, guys, let me see. There's a couple other things. NFL news though. Brandon McManus, a Jacksonville Jaguars allegedly NFL veteran sexually assault when the team was traveling, playing in London last season. Let's see how far he gets in the season. Because if you get accused, you should be off the team. There's one more thing I'm still looking for. So in the NFL, listen to this, guys. So NFL players are pushing for another significant change on off-season schedule, and there's one that could take effect in the near future. This is going to really hurt right here if this happens. NFL Network reported Tuesday that the NFL Players Association finalized a proposal to call for eliminating voluntary spring practices in favor of a longer training camp ramp-up period. The proposal is expected to be formally submitted this summer. You know why they're doing this? Because if you don't go, because OTAs, if you go to OTAs, you get your bonus. If you don't go to OTAs, there's some OTAs you don't get your bonus, right? So they're saying that they want the summer league, the summer camp to be a little bit longer, but 2 weeks longer, maybe. Do you guys think that would help? Anybody?
Well, if you're a team that's on Hard Knock, like when they did the Hard Knock series, you could probably gain some extra money at TV negotiations. But other than that, I don't really see an increase.
And even with Hard Knocks, they changed their pattern, and they're doing as the Colts. I think they're doing Indianapolis Colts. I think they're doing Hard Knocks with.
They're doing the Giants.
Is it 2 teams? They're doing the Giants. And the Giants, okay? Because the way they made it seem like they're doing a division, and they changed that up. I don't know.
But the OTAs, as far as those are mostly voluntary anyway. So they're trying to just get it to more where it's mandatory, because just like I think Dana last week, he was kind of ready to jump off the boat last week because Tua was showing up for a couple of OTAs. So you back on the boat now?
Yeah, I'm back. Let's make some magic.
Yeah, that's what he jumped on that boat. He jumped on the boat with no life raft either. No life raft.
Hey, I was trying. Thank you, Curry.
Hey, welcome back, bro. Welcome back.
I'm back.
So real quick, you have the Cavs, the Cavs, the Lakers, and the third team, Washington, that don't have a coach. Some of the names that's been brought up have been guys that have not played yet, have not coached yet, and I don't see them going to either team. I'm gonna say this about Cleveland Cavaliers. I think that was a wrong mistake I think it's a wrong mistake to fire Bernie Jr. I think he had him going in the right direction. I think this is all about Donovan Mitchell, which I think if he had a choice, he would probably go with Garland over Donovan because he's younger. Donovan's treads and his tires are wearing down. Let me ask you guys a question. Had Donovan Mitchell played enough to be considered a Hall of Famer?
No.
Okay. Do you guys think that do you think that he has some involvement like LeBron don't have any involvement with the Lakers getting a coach? Do you think he will have some involvement in the next coach for Cavaliers?
Yes, because they got him. If they got him there to keep him, to fire him to keep him there. That was one of his demands. You got to fire him. You don't fire him, I'm out. I think that's what that was.
Mo, real quick, who you see coaching the Cavaliers next year?
Probably going with Kenny Addison. He's been a good coach. The problem is he didn't get a real good shot in Brooklyn.
Right. I would agree with that.
Also beat Sam Cassell.
Why? Can I ask you a question though? Why nobody's bringing up Steve Nash's name?
Who?
Steve Nash.
Because what he did in Brooklyn was a bit iffy.
Steve Nash.
You already did enough damage.
That worked out so well in Brooklyn.
No. Yo. If Steve Nash don't have to coach, we can coach ourselves. That's what he said.
Hey, we can bring up David Black. David Black can come back now.
Oh, he definitely could.
I heard K. Dix is going to be the new head coach. He's going to be running them boys down the court.
The Harrisburg Cougars JV team. That's
Yeah, they're going to give you a phone call. 2-year contract at the Cavs.
Yeah, I can't deal with that attitude.
Yeah, you might be coach the Cavaliers.
No, the Cavs.
If they give a JJ Redick a chance, you can coach the Cavaliers.
All right, guys, it's too. We had
make us proud, Kev.
I'm just trying to get my radio show off the ground. I'm just trying to get like I said, trying to get the radio show off the ground. But anyway, guys, thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Tuesday. We're back on Monday. Next week is the 3rd of June, I think it is. I think maybe the 3rd of June or something like that. I don't know. So with that being said, guys, man, I appreciate you hanging out with me tonight, man. You guys have a good night. Be blessed. Be safe. Dana, take care of yourself down there. I know it's about to be tornado season or whatever they got going on down south.
Hurricane season. Yeah.
See, I ain't got. See,
yeah. Y'all pray for me and my phone.
I have to worry about snow. You got to worry about. Well, your phone might work in the hurricane. You know what I'm saying? It might just work in that thing. All right, guys, man. Hey, appreciate y'all again. We give our deepest sympathies out to the Walton family. Deepest sympathies out to the Quigley family. Quigley family, you know I'm here if you need me. Just a phone call away or I'm inbox away. Love you guys. You guys take care. Hey, like they always say, it is what it is when it is. And I'm gonna leave y'all with this right here.
They'll throw the second for one, and now they got the man trapped in third.
Thank you for listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show. You have been entertained in the sports world by K. Dix from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with a large heart, Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida, and Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. Remember, we throw stones and we do live in glass houses. Big time players make big time plays and big time games. Stay ready to be ready. You have been listening to an In the Zone Sports Talk radio production. Remember, you can hear us again on star107fm.com on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Thank you for listening.